It's a lot of that.
Yeah, that's
we
the
were
easiest
gonna-
way for me to
that
say it.
going
Yeah.
I wanted to build into this, but he jumped the gun.
Sorry.
He,
Hey,
he, got,
sorry, Paul.
he did like a freaking Masvidal flying knee. I was like, we're
Look,
there. I
the
guess we're there
defense.
now.
Let's go.
But it's true. It was really what I wanted to get
Sorry.
into because
Right.
no, don't be sorry about
No, no.
anything,
Yeah.
Kuya B, because in
This is
fact
good.
that was what I wanted to highlight was I remember when we first met, we met in pre-Matrix for me. So I was still
Pre-Matrix.
I was still in the Matrix, you know, like
Him.
or Lego movie. Everything is awesome. Completely. I mean, and I remember when I started seeing the cracks. But before I started to see the cracks, I mean, I remember in the beginning part of the pandemic thinking, I was worried about you. I was worried about Brandon. I was like, bro, what's he doing? You know, he's going to get canceled. People are going to cancel him. Brandon, Vera.
You're worried about
we need to protect our friend.
265-pound
Yeah. We need to
heavyweight
protect
champion of
our
the
friend
world.
from the internet warriors. And I remember thinking, oh my God, but I'm so glad I woke up because I'll be honest, Kuya B, one of the things I admire, there's so much I admire about you, but it's fair to say like your what you've done inside the cage and all of that aside, it's how you stuck to your truth. Like,
Yeah.
I thought that was just a nickname. The
Right,
truth, Vera,
right,
like,
right,
it's just
right.
a catchy nickname.
Yeah, that, yeah.
But when I saw you live your truth, especially during the pandemic, when you were getting canceled left, right, and center every day and twice on Sundays, this guy was just like, I was like, Kuya B, just play ball, man.
Stop.
Just stop. There was
deal.
7-Eleven, there was Mitsubishi,
Yeah.
there were so many big blue chip
So many.
endorsements.
So
Did
many.
you ever at one point just think the same way, just like, I'll just play ball for a little while? Because
No,
you were just like,
never.
no, you lived your truth, and
Yeah.
it cost you followers. It cost you, I'm sure.
Yeah, what was the
Endorsements,
fallout
yeah.
from that?
What was the
man?
worst thing you had to give
Fallout.
up for that?
Everybody was stop calling back.
Ooh.
Everyone stop calling back.
What
You
was the
find out
trigger?
where-
Was it the vaccines? Was it what
It
was the one they drew the line
The
on?
easiest way to say it would be everybody found out who I was after one phone call, that I'm the type to stand for what I believe in, that it is not just a nickname.
Mm.
They found out on one phone call that, yo, Brandon is crazy. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He likes you guys, but no, he's not changing his way. He's not taking anything down. He's not going to stop. So that's where we're at. Love you guys, but that's where he's at.
Yeah.
Lost a lot of friends, lost a lot of endorsements, lost a lot of people during the time. And then we actually talked about this on PGMN.
You filmed a full anchor podcast, as we call it, where you talked hard hitting
Welcome
stuff.
to the club, buddy.
Yeah, so
Thank you.
you're now on the
Thank you,
show.
my fellow anchors. Oh my God, I'm so
We're,
excited.
I'm not sure if this is coming out before or after he sets the internet on fire, but watch out for it. If it's not already out, watch out for it because it's going to probably break the internet. It's going to be a
1000%.
lot of uncomfortable truths that people are probably not ready for. But I remember when I switched, when I started thinking maybe he's on to something. And then that's where my real respect for you went from already what I thought was, it went through the roof.
Thanks,
Right.
Kuya.
Kuya
Thank
B,
you,
no,
man.
because I don't
Thank
think you get enough credit for it. And I really wanted people to understand that what you gave up, this
Correct.
was a calculated effort. And it would break my heart when I would see shit on like online. Oh, that's CTE. You got punched in the head too many times, bro. And I was thinking like, God, you don't understand what this guy's given up
Right.
to be able to speak his truth. And then now the world is finally waking up. Has anyone apologized to you? Has anyone said,
Question.
does it matter now?
Yeah.
So apologies do matter because if it's sincere and if you understood the psyop that happened to the entire world,
Right.
and now you're better for it,
Mm.
you have more common sense, or at least you're searching for common sense, because it's
Right.
hard, especially in this information age today. You don't know if it's real or not,
Signal and noise.
but you're looking.
Mm.
I'm a fan of that, and I become proud that that's the route that I took, because man, I took the blinders off. At least you're looking. I don't care what you're looking at or who you're looking for or what hole you're checking out, but man, there's a lot of lies that we've been told in this entire world that I'm glad people are starting to look at, man. And it's very controversial, but whatever tickles your fancy, go chase it. You know what I mean? Like, there's everything from vaccines to education to the flat earth psyop to anything and everything that we've been lied to. Who wrote our educational books? Who owned the companies that published them?
Okay.
Who created that curriculum? Who was the creator of vaccines? What was the purpose? What is eugenics? There's just too many things for you to just jump into. And man, the one thing that we talked about, the reason why I was so true to my guns, as a professional athlete, it afforded me to be wealthy with time. I only had to train literal 6 hours a day. The rest of the day was mine to eat, read, and hang out.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. Eat, read, hang out.
But was there a moment that a penny dropped for you, or was it a series of little cracks, that led you to this?
I've always been, okay, so let's go all the way back.
All right.
I knew that things weren't the way that things are supposed to be when I was a
Were you ever
little
like
kid.
me, basically, a Legoland, Matrix?
No.
Never. All your life you had been a little bit skeptical.
Contrarian.
I always knew the world was different. My dad, paha, still being katoha. I think I said this on my podcast, but my dad pistol whipped a pimp at the restaurant when I was a little kid. Cops came by,
Still whip the pimp.
and no paperwork, no nothing, just took the guy off. Again, I'm a little bit older now, so that was before when I had to look over the window like this, right? I'm a little bit older now. I get pushed by a gentleman I'm working at the restaurant. My dad opens fire in the restaurant.
Holy shit!
What?
Splits the middle like a Red Sea. Boom! Everybody splits. Boom! They died on that line. He runs outside. Guy runs. Boom! Shooting at the guy.
What was it? This is the pimp still?
No, this is a different
Difference?
group.
Fuck?
Listen, man.
Shit!
So let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. I grew up different a long time ago. You know the movies and all the stuff that everybody's laughing about, where there's Asian families in the black neighborhood, and that's a sitcom.
Right.
That was my life. We lived over here, and we drove 30 minutes, and we worked and pretty much lived in the hood because we were there 20 hours a day.
Right.
At the restaurant. So that was the gig.
What's the restaurant? You own the restaurant? Was that
Dad owned the restaurant.
That was your family restaurant?
Mm-hmm. So man,
Where was this? Where was this? In
Portsmouth, P-Town.
P-Town.
You know when you were kids, you would always say, my dad can beat up your dad.
Yeah.
Brandon's like, my dad pistol whipped the pimp.
My dad
Stop that
just would shoot
shit.
you. Oh, so where I was going with this is like I saw my life was different, from the very beginning, and I saw the cops came to the restaurant. My dad asked them what they wanted to eat, had them cook the order. They let my dad close out the restaurant, gave them drinks. On the way out, I was walking my dad out. I was confused, like, what's going on, man? What's happening? Oh, yeah, by the way. Oh, yeah, no cuffs, by the way. Tell your mom, call the lawyer. I'm going to jail right now. Talk to Mr. Bond, okay? Okay. Go back inside and normal business. Call Mr. Vaughn, call my mom, call the lawyer. Long story short, I go all the way to court. Gun supposed to be destroyed as evidence. Long story short, I see that gun years later. Somebody gave it back to my dad. So I knew that the world was always different back then. I always knew that there's always two sides to the story.
Right.
So alam ko noon pa that the world is not what everybody says. It's not rainbows and cherries, and it's not racism and darkness. It's always been weird.
In fact, if they're telling you one thing, it's usually either the opposite or
at the left.
Exactly.
Floyd Mayweather. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Floyd Mayweather.
Half of what you see and nothing.
And
none
so-
of what
so
you
when-
hear.
Well, yeah, exactly.
As the old saying goes.
Exactly. So when before I met,
Love you, Dad.
not the man before I met Brand, but I met.
Tito, I want to meet you. I'm a big fan. Please don't shoot me.
But I love how patient you are with. I don't like to use the word. It's not a derogatory term, but normies, right? I love how patient you are with normies. Where did you develop that empathy? Because I have little patience, and I'm nowhere near down the rabbit hole as you are, But I find myself, wanting to strangle people. And it's like, come on, man, the Batman.
Yes, sir.
Meme.
Yeah.
No, it's not safe and effective. Come on, like, how did you build that empathy if you've seen how the real world works? Now you're being proven right.
I honestly would thank everybody that's ever punched me in the face or hurt me or broken something on me before or made me bleed. I think that I've learned patience through violence. And it's a weird roundabout way
Crazy.
for violence to promote violence, but I've been through that so many times a day.
Right.
I don't have time to be mad at anybody for anything else.
Exactly.
I don't have time to be
That's
upset
awesome.
with somebody. Oh man, I'd rather do other stuff. I'd rather be thinking about other stuff. So if I talk to somebody about something and they get mad or they go left or something weird happens, I just chalk it up as they haven't got to the same chapter or the book that I'm in yet.
Right.
And I just leave it at that. And I hope that the breadcrumbs I leave will lead them to that book or to go look for something else, you know? So,
Well, I'm living proof of those breadcrumbs working. I am because I went through this journey. That's why I bring it up, because it took me a while, and I admire the fact that you did have patience with me. Otherwise, I might not have woken up. I mean, it was one super instrumental in that, because we got to know each other up until we had a podcast right before COVID.
Right before,
You announced Atreu's birth.
Yes, sir.
In that couch.
Yeah, on the red couch.
On the red couch.
Really?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you announced again something. It was 2 breakthroughs. But I remember when you left, and then it started, sinking in as the pandemic was unfolding. I was thinking, I think he's onto something. And then when my own mother got like shunned by not just government and all that, but she got shunned by family for not taking the vaccine, then all of the pieces started falling together. That's when I started becoming like, wait, hang on a second. I know it's a little late, but I don't think something's right here.
It's never late, Kuya. It's never too late. It's never too late to learn. It's never, ever too late. Ever.
Do you never regret sometimes, the ignorance is bliss saying, like, because there's sometimes, Kuya B, I go, I don't know if I sometimes wish I didn't know all of this stuff already. Because,
that blue pill looks good sometimes, huh?
Sometimes that blue pill does look good.
The only thing that does hurt sometimes is when I see influencers who I started not helping, but messaging and saying good job and starting out at 10K surpass me from being shadow banned to promoting all this other ideological shit. So that bugs me, man. Because then you see the pattern of that, and you see, you see, oh, that's what they're doing.
That's the hustle. That's the grift.
And that thing, it bugs me, because if I did stay quiet, the endorsements,
Sure,
it was of the time, So that's the only regret. That's the only what if. But my wife even said something to me the other day, man. She said, "There's not a lot of men like you in the world."
There's none.
What are you talking about, man? Obviously, the fighting thing. I was like, duh. Not everybody's crazy like me. Nobody wants to punch in the face for a living. She was like, no. She said, man, there's not a lot of people who stand by their word. I was like, oh shit,
it's true.
Like, dude, like, oh,
she's right.
I love you, Ninja.
Right,
when she said that, I was like,
she's right.
God.
She's right.
Oh my God. Bonus points. Are you okay? You need something? But then it just, after she said it, she just walked off, and